Well, good morning. Welcome to this week's video. I'm Karen from karenantara.org. I'm smiling to myself because I've just realised I've just started recording this video at 11:11 a.m. So if you are one of the types of people who like to work with these numbers, maybe there's a very special message here in this video for you, but you'll have to listen all the way through to find out. Anyway, I'm excited about where we are in the timeline right now. On a micro level, for me personally, I've got some really exciting things coming up in my life, in my family life, and in my business. I'm creating some free resources for you, which I think is really exciting. I can't wait to sort of really get into that and start creating it and bringing that to you. So I'm very excited about that. On a macro level, you know, when we look at the worldscape, if you like, I'm very excited about what I see there. I know that sounds weird. When you look at the world and you could say, wow, my God, you know, we're maybe heading into World War III here, but she's excited about it. That's a bit weird. I understand it can look like, you know, we're going to hell in a handbasket. There are some horrific things happening in the world. However, what I feel is that we're moving into a time of endings. Things have to come, but sometimes crashing down in order that we can rebuild anew. Anyway, we are looking at endings and we're looking at beginnings as well. I gather that there's some astrology that confirms this, something to do with planets retrograding and going direct and things like that. Look that up if astrology is your thing, because clearly you can see I'm not eloquently expressing much of value there. But anyway, look it up if it's your thing. We talk all the time about stepping into new timelines, creating a new timeline, creating a new earth. But in order to do that, and this is why it's exciting, really, we have to let go of the old. We have to break down the old structures and the old systems that are keeping us in place. So that's why I feel excited, because so many things are being called up into the light, into the truth. So many more people are seeing through the lies and into the truth. And that is part of the breaking down of the old. That's why I feel pretty excited about where we are and what we're moving into. Unfortunately, though, what I'm seeing a lot of, it's always there really, is that people want the change. They're ready for a change, but they kind of want the new all laid out in front of them so that they can clearly see what it's going to be like before they step in. But it doesn't work that way. That's the problem, you know. While they're still holding on to, you know, perceived safety and security of the old, they're not free to step into the new. Now, I'm not saying throw away your job, throw away your relationship, you know, leave your home, give up everything and walk into the unknown. I'm not saying that at all. However, I am saying that sometimes we know we're in the wrong relationship and we shouldn't be there. We know we're in the wrong job. We hate it. Every day we feel crappy because we're in the wrong place. You know, spaces and places that are no longer a fit for us, beliefs that no longer serve us. It's not good to keep those around when you know for sure that they are not serving you, that they are lowering your vibration, probably. So those are the things that we have to act on. I'm not, you know, the kind of person that says, oh, you know, throw it all away and take the proverbial leap of faith into the unknown. I'm not like that at all, but there comes a point where you just have to. You have to let go of something that is holding you back, that's really destructive to your creative power and energy. When you know you need to change, but you are unwilling to do what is necessary to effect that change, that's very detrimental to you. On all levels, actually, emotional, mental, spiritual, energetic, and of course physical, because it holds you back. the thing is, if you won't change anything, you can't expect to change. That's what it comes to. And it's got to be you. You have to be the one to do it. Now, they are telling us that we're on the edge of World War III. It certainly looks like that if you want to look at all the news reports. Are they telling the truth? That's a whole different question. But anyway, have you forgotten that we create our own reality, and that where we focus our attention, we amplify the energy there, what we're focusing our attention on? And this really is what I want to highlight in this video this week. You know, when you look at the news reports, the protest marches, the social media posts about what's happening, you know, in the Middle East, and, you know, it's terrible what's happening. I'm not cold to that as a human, but, you know, we must raise our consciousness and see through the illusion of all of that that's going on. And once again, you know, the powers that were, as I like to call them, are trying to hold on to the control that they once had. They're trying to manipulate the reality so that we buy into it, so that our attention and focus goes there. And when it goes there, we energize the illusion that they're trying to create. We know this. We've lived through this over the last 3 years. But the point is, they are losing power now because they really are in the ending. Really, I look at what they're doing now, you know, the next thing that they're pulling out as a distraction, and I look at them as being in the death throes. They're trying to hold on to power. They no longer have it. We have the power. We always did have the power, but now we're waking up and remembering that. And it's one distraction after another with them. It's this one, and when that starts to lose interest, oh, here's the latest new one. Oh, here's the latest new one. It's to keep us in a state of fear, really, but fight and flight from one thing to the next to the next. Where can I put my energy? Oh, I need to look at this now. All of that is deliberately designed to take us away from ourselves. So they are losing power, and that's why they created yet another diversion. And this goes on one after the other, as I said. And yes, it's terrible to call it just a diversion when it's people's lives. You know, people's lives are at stake here. And if we've learned anything during the last few years, it's that life doesn't matter to them. And in a sense, it's our participation, our energy and our consciousness that makes their vision manifest in this reality. I said early 2020, you know what I'm referring to. I said early 2020 that if everybody puts their attention into this and believes what they tell us, we will create what they want. And people did. Not everyone bought into it, of course, but the vast majority bought into it, and look at what they played out over the next few years. Well, this is the same. This is the same. And I know it feels very real, but this is just one level of consciousness that we're looking at here. We're looking at it on the 3D level. And we need to look at things from a higher level of consciousness, a higher level perspective, if we can. Because there must be endings for new things to occur, for new things to be built. And it's just possible that Israel may be the last part to be played out. Excuse me. And we should not have our consciousness aligned to it, because we need our wits about us now in other key areas in order to affect the change that we really want to see. Actually, the change that we're here to create, I believe. So on a micro level, what changes can you make that will bring you into alignment with what you're really here to do? So I've spoken before about the importance of soul embodiment and shadow work. When we are holding unhealed trauma in our body, anything that happens in the world that carries with it a similar vibration, it can actually reactivate that trauma, inside of us, and it can literally hold us paralyzed. It actually comes down to fear. That's the thing. And the more that you think about it, the more it activates in your body, in a sense. So, and this is fear-based as well. It's the whole safety and security. And when we look at news reports and we see that nobody over there is safe and secure anymore, if we have unhealed trauma, for example, around safety and security, it's going to trigger that within us as well. And that puts us into a disempowered state. But I know you don't have to live in that disempowered state. So this is the point. We need to move our attention away from it. It is a distraction. It's actually a power grab. It wants our energy. So when you move your attention away from it, your energy comes back within you, then you can rise above it. I'm not talking about the spiritual bypassing. Of course, you need to do your shadow work to heal what you've got. But I'm saying to distract yourself from it so that you don't continually align to it. The more I work with people and see our complexities, the more I'm absolutely fascinated by our unlimited potential, our untapped potential, really. And this is just, it just affirms to me our ability to create something absolutely magnificent here if we work together. The power of the collective, right? I feel it's kind of like we've all got a magical piece to add to this. It's like a big puzzle. Only we haven't really got the big picture of what we're trying to create here. And that's what makes it kind of so magical, in a sense, I think that if we work together, we all have these magical pieces that we can put together. And I do believe we each have an important role to play here in this timeline right now that will make a difference in creating this new earth. You wouldn't be here right now, and certainly listening into this type of video or looking at this type of information, you wouldn't be doing that if you were not important with your magical piece to add. But the point is that we must not get distracted by these lower consciousness timeline events. We have to leave that behind. We have to want to leave it behind. That's the point. And some of this stuff, the way that they report it on the news, is so addictive, really, that many people can't look away from it. It's like when you drive past, on the highway, when you drive past a crash, people look in to see what they can see. It's morbid. Don't look, don't put your attention there. Bless the souls involved, but don't get sucked into that. As I said, people want change, but they don't want to change. And these are the things that we have to be conscious of. We have to become conscious of where we're placing our attention and energy. And if we want a different life, a different outcome from what we currently have, we have to do something to change it. And I think that this is a collective thing. And if you want change in your personal life, then you have to do that. You're the one that has to do it. Nobody is coming to do this for you. It's got to be you. And it's got to be us collectively when we're looking at the greater whole, the macro level. So whatever you are here to share, to create, to offer, it's important that you offer it, that you put it out there, because it's one part of the piece of creating the new that we want. If everyone suppresses what they want to say, if everyone hides and holds on to what they have, then everything stays exactly the same. We stay in the same place, which is powerless in many situations. And the thing is, we don't know what difference it could make if we just opened up and shared our thing and stepped out there and said, look, this is what I'm capable of contributing to this greater creative part that we're playing right now. You might not stop a war single-handedly, but imagine if everyone played their part and all of these parts came together so that, quite perfectly, we find ourselves in a totally new reality, a totally new vibrational field, just because we all came together with, open heart and a forward projection of the kind of life that we want to create here, a common goal, if you like, a group creation. But that's the potential, actually, of the quantum field. And we hold that potential within us. We all do. We all play an important role in this. And it's not our job, really, to understand how it all works. We can get caught up in the logical part of trying to understand how this is going to work before we put our consciousness there. I don't think we have to understand. We don't have to understand how prayer works fully, or how synchronicities come into play. We don't have to understand everything. Sometimes this is just faith. There's a feeling inside of us that, I don't know what it is, but I just feel I need to do this. That's what we need to go with. That's our soul prompting us, The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And that's the magic, I think. And I think we're all here to be part of this magic. When you feel unworthy, though, you're more likely not to play your part. But you're important. We need you because you might just be the missing piece that we need for everything to just click into place. That's the magic. So what's your magic? Could be anything. Could be the way that you help or inspire other people to step up and play their part. It could be the way that you bring light into the day to give people hope. It could be the way you help them to heal. It could be the way you help them make sense of their finances so that they're not stressed. It could be the way you guide them towards a career that they love. It could be the way you help to organise their home so that everything works more easily. It could be that you care for their children so that they can keep their job and keep a roof over their head. All of this, all of it's important. It's not about rushing out and, being an influencer and stopping a war. This is a small part that makes everything come together and work so well. All of it is important, and you are important. And it's important as well to look at the value exchanged for your gift and service. And this is money, and we all need money, and that's a fact right now. Money's not bad. In the right hands, it allows incredible things to be created. But for that, we need to be focused on what we're creating, not distracted to events that we can't control that are specifically set up to take our energy away, to take our power of creation away. Anything worthwhile creating takes focus and dedication. And that's what we have to do right now. We have to focus on what we want to create, not on the destruction and tearing down of the old systems. They need to be brought down for sure. Now, of course, it might be someone's purpose to tear them down, to challenge the old systems and structures. Perhaps it is. But if that's not your part of the piece, don't focus on it, because there's a perfect person for every role to play, right? And sometimes we can think, oh yes, this is what I'm meant to do, and you can try to make it your part for whatever various reason. But at the end of the day, if it's not your part, you won't be effective there, and will be missing you from the part that you really need to play. This is why I say every role is important when it comes together. If something is occurring that you do not consent to, or that you don't want to participate in, then remove yourself from it. Don't put your energy into it. Otherwise, you align with it. It's a bit like a consciousness trap then. You get stuck there because you're aligning to it, but you're in the wrong place, and we need you in the right place. So this is all about how you manage your energy. And it's important to understand that, because everything is energy. It's powerful. And that's why you can create what you want to experience. And especially when we come together as part of a collective and we create an agreed upon outcome. When we are distracted by these 3D things, we forget our true power. And that's by design. They want us to forget our power. The question is, can you be here right in the middle of this 3D programming and find your way out of the illusion? Wake up and stay awake, really. And the answer is yes. And that's exactly what we're here to do, to remember who we are, what we're capable of, and to create the life that we want to experience here. It's absolutely about that now. It's not about, continually being sucked into the 3D dramas that are set up almost as traps. Well, not almost, they definitely are. But it's not for us to be swept up in that, trapped in it, recycling in it time and time again. You know what I'm talking about here. It's time for us to be here and create a whole new experience. Cliche, I know, but we are the ones we've been waiting for. And it's time to step up, use our power to create all of that, see through the illusions and the power grabs. So if you're ready to make some changes in your own life so that you can create the life you want, if you need some help, some guidance, some mentorship, DM me. Let's talk about how I can help you. But otherwise, if you feel that you're right on track, you know what you're doing, then I encourage you to step out and do it. Don't hide anymore. Don't suppress your beautiful skills and gifts and talents. Don't misdirect your energy to the wrong place, because you are valuable. You are important. And we need you. We need all of us to come together as a collective to create a beautiful new earth, a new future for all of us. So that's my words for today. I hope it's inspired you. As I say, reach out to me on a DM if there's anything you want to talk about. And hope it's been helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel. Share this video with anyone that you think might be interested in it, because all of that helps YouTube to spread this video further, so that hopefully I can reach and inspire many other people and get them to step up into their rightful place as well. Obviously, you can always find me. I'm very active on Facebook, a little bit less so on Instagram, but I'm still there. But otherwise, reach out. I'd love to connect with you. Have a great week then. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.